Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our weekly market analysis session. This is dollar index. This analysis is actually for weeks 19. Week 18 is behind us. Non-farm payroll on Friday took place, and our objective for last week was met. We wanted dollar to trade into this FBG, this CB, sell-side imbalance, buy-side inefficiency. It did that, and so it poked into it, took out this high here, and then poked into it a little bit. I expect it to go in fully by from Monday to Friday. I want to see price moving to this level. Okay, that's what I want to see. I want to see it moving to this level. So, in essence, I'm saying that we are bullish on the dollar. So, we expect bullish movement for the dollar. All right, we expect bullish movement for the dollar. Now, if the dollar is expected to be bullish, it means that Euro USD, GBP USD, NZD, AUD, they are supposed to be bearish. All right. Now let's dive into what happened last week. So looking at the daily time frame, we had Monday had a bearish day. This was Friday, the last analysis we had. This was where price was, and then we had a trade down on Monday. We tested the bullish order block, feed in this trade to this volume. If you extend this volume imbalance out, traded to it and through it, tested the bullish order block, and then we had an inside day on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we had a reversal to the upside, trading to objective, which was the volume, the weekly CB. We traded into it on Thursday, and we had a rejection on Friday. Now the rejection, I love the rejection. If you look at the rejection, you will see that it traded that during non-farm payroll on Friday. It traded bearishly, filled in this FBG completely to capitalize on this order block here, this bullish order block, and then went higher. So what does that tell us? It tells us that price wants to go bullishly into this area. Okay, that is my anticipation for this peg, all right? For the dollar index, I want to trade, I want price to trade into it. If you measure this week here, you would notice that around the constant encroachment could be where one will see price trade to perhaps maybe touch the opening price of this other block or this one, any of them, it's fine. Okay, you could touch this one and then send price one more time higher. So if we have a Monday, Tuesday bearish days, we want to see a reversal from there going higher to our objective. That is what I want to see. On 4 hours time frame, what do we have? 4 hours time frame. This was Monday. We traded bearishly, took out these lows. So the volume imbalance I talked about on daily time frame, this volume imbalance filled it completely, and then traded lower. Last three down close candle before this up move. If you extend it out, that's your bullish order block. It recapitalized it and then send price higher. Broke structure high. One more time, traded lower, tested this other block, inversion FVG here, hits it perfectly, and then this is where we are. So I want to see price go higher. All right, that's my anticipation going into week 19. Want to see bullish movement into this level. Then if it gets here, you can see two highs here. That's like double top. Price may likely take out this double top into this FVG here. Why? If you go back to weekly time frame, we have an inversion FVG here. So if you measure the inversion FVG out, let's just do that quickly. The high to the low and take it to daily time frame. This is it. So it has a confluence with the bearish order block, which is also like the old low. So that's why I elect to see price go higher to that level. Let's look at it on 4 hours time frame. Okay, so for 4 hours time frame, the equal highs here. Can you see these equal highs? It's inside the inversion FVG. So that's where I expect price to gravitate to. Okay, we have old low, inversion FVG is there. We have this relatively equal highs. We have the CB here. So that's where I expect price to gravitate to. Okay, once it gets there, I want to see it show unwillingness to continue to go higher. All right. Also measure the high to the low. Okay. Somewhere around that area is around the 70 to 79% retracement. That's what I want to see price get to before it starts to go lower. Because remember, long-term perspective, we are bearish on the dollar, but this is just a little pullback to the breaker block. That's the analysis. Okay. So this new week, week 19, we expect that price is going to go trade higher again into this FBG, perhaps fill it completely, okay, fill it completely, and get to the consequent encroachment of the inversion FBG right there. That's where I want to see price get to before any retracement to the downside. Let me take off this. Next week, and we want to do an analysis. I'll put it back on, and then we'll see our levels. Okay. All right, so this is what we expect price to do for the dollar index. Okay, we expect a bullish movement for dollar index. Now, if that is understood, then we'll go to Euro USD, our fiber peg. All right, what do we see? So last week we were bearish because dollar obviously was bullish, so it took price down bearishly. Down. I'm not convinced because we have relatively equal lows here. Let me expand it for you to see. This is relatively equal lows. I want to see trade through it to the FBG properly. Last week didn't really trade into the FBG. We expected it to do, but dollar did that, so it means that this is going to go lower into the FBG for weekly time frame. On daily time frame, we had Monday bullish movements, then we had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday bearish, and then Friday traded back to this FBG inside this other block and rejected. Want to see it go lower into this area, the weekly FVG. All right, that's where I want to see price trade to. Okay, 4 hours time frame. What do we have? This was that Monday movement up. I traded this on Monday, and then we got to this point. 50% of this week here inside this inversion FVG, and then we had a retracement or reversal to the downside, taking out this low, and then Friday we had that retracement up to the premium of this range high to the low. This is premium, and then we broke lower at the end of the day, broke lower. So want to see it give way, take out this low, trade lower to that level. Now, any movement to the upside, measure this week, 50% around that area, is what we want to see rejection. Okay, let's go to 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, this high could be violated. This one here, this candle's high, be violated into this FVG here. That's fine. Okay, stay within this bearish breaker block. So if it trades up to this level and then gives up the ghost, that's what we want to expect. Okay, but this high should be left. It should not be violated. This high should not be violated. Okay, that I want to see this high stay intact. So that's for Euro USD. GBP USD weekly time frame. It was also bearish last week. Last week around this high here, still creating that form of that double top. Okay, so want to see movement to this FBG before it goes higher to sweep this high very very well. So we are bearish on GBP USD to trade into this FBG right here. Daily time frame. What do we have? Daily time frame, we had Monday here, bullish movement, then Tuesday inside day, we are inside day, then Wednesday reversal to the downside, Thursday continued went lower, Friday was the non-farm payroll. So I want to see this low taken out and then trade to test this breaker block. That's why I want to see price trade to. I think this area here, it's a good area for price to trade to. So we trade into this FBG here, inside this breaker block, that will be fine. Okay, that would be fine. So a bearish movement is what we expect for this pair. Okay, daily time frame, this area, I want to see price straight to it and go beyond it, okay, into this FBG because of this breakup block. Okay, 4 hours time frame. Let me see if there's any If it starts to go up, measure the wick from this high to the low it creates before it starts to go up. If it trades into premium, that's fine for a sell. This high should be left untouched. We want to see it go lower before any movement to the upside. Remember that long term we are bullish for this pair. We want to see price go higher as dollar goes lower to our lower objective. If it gets there, then that will be the same time when this is going to also reverse for a sell. But for now, we want to see it go lower and then go higher. That's what we want. So for this new week, we want to see price trade into this level and perhaps beyond. Okay, test this other block here before any movement to the upside. So if I see any sell opportunity, I'll sell it, hold it till it takes out this low inside this other block. I think the low hanging fruit should be the other block opening price. Extend it out. That should be something one should look out for. AUD USD, this actually negated our objective. We're supposed to be bearish because dollar was bullish, but this went bullish. Let's see how it happened. Let's see daily time frame. So we had Monday bullish movement. We expected that. The reversal took place on Friday, non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll changed the whole thing for us. It changed everything for us. Non-farm payroll changed everything. We were very much okay going lower, and the non-farm payroll sent price higher, took out Tuesday's high, so it became overall bullish week for this pair. So we expect it to. What do we expect this to do right now? Ah, nothing significant except it wants to take out this low one more time. Let's look at 4 hours time frame. Okay, it has broken above this high. Also, this is now an order block. If it traces back to the other block, that will be fine to send price higher. This thing should be left untouched. I'm not seeing anything apart from retracing to this level and then sending it higher. Other than that, nothing significant. Except we would say, okay, this is like relatively equal highs. Liquidity has been swept to the upside. So if you want to retrace lower, take out sell side liquidity as well. That's also another narrative to retest this inversion FVG. That could be another narrative. Okay. So let's see how it goes. If dollar in fact trades bullishly, it's going to force this pair to trade lower. Okay. And if you take a sell, see if it has willingness to break this other block. Otherwise, if it trades to the mean threshold inside this FVG here, that could be an area to take your profit. For me, I'm not going to touch this pair for this week. The only significant thing I'm seeing here is a sell to this level. That's all. That's all I'm seeing. A sell to this FVG here. That's all I'm seeing. Nothing more. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm seeing here. Okay, now if it wants to be bullish, it shouldn't go below this low. This candle's low shouldn't go below it. If it wants to be bullish, this low shouldn't be violated. You could trade, take out this particular low here, recapitalize on this other block, and then send price higher. But if it breaks below this other block, then we are going to trade to this level. So let's see how it goes. That's the only movement I'm seeing for this. That's the only viable movement. But if it breaks below this, then we're going to sweep sell side liquidity. All these lows here will be taken out. Okay. All right. So that's about that. So the tradable range is just from here to this level. Let's see how many pips is that. About 60 pips, 70 pips. That's fine. Okay. All right. Next is NZD NZD we had a bearish week traded into the FVG. You can see the contrast between NZD. This FVG here, we couldn't trade to it last week. So if dollar is extremely bullish, it could take price lower to inside this FVG. We never can tell until it breaks below the 1 hour FVG. That's BCI showed us. If it breaks below that, then this is where we are heading to. Let's go back to NZD USD. So for NZD USD, it was bearish last week. We want to see it continuously go lower, take out previous week's low, and see if it can fill in this FVG completely. Even if it doesn't, this old low, old high here can be an area of target. Let's go to daily time frame. So it could retrace to this breaker block low, high, lower low, broke to the upside. So it could retrace this breaker block right here. That's a good trading range. Let's see. Yes, that's a good trading range. So if you see any sell scenario, that's where we want to see price trade to. It may not get up to all the way to this point because of this breaker block, but here it's fine. Around 150 to 180 pips is what we are looking at for this pair. Okay, that's for that. Let's look at. Okay, that's fine. If you look at the low to the high made here, so discount is around this area inside this inversion FVG breaker block. Remember, breaker block. This is the breaker block I'm talking about. So inside this FVG is fine. If it goes below that too, that's fine. But I think it may not really necessarily go below that because of the breaker block. Because of the breaker block. Otherwise, any movement down, this is where I want to see it, find some support here because of this other block here. All right. Let's go to USD card. So USD card was supposed to be bullish, but it became bearish. Traded to this FVG. Did it do that? Let's see. No, it didn't. It didn't do that. It didn't do that. So I guess we're going to consolidate here because dollar is supposed to be bullish this new week. So if dollar is bullish, this might be bullish up to this level as well. There's an FVG there, there's a breaker block there. So it could trade to that point before it starts to go lower. But ultimately, our objective is that if it goes up to this point, it should sell to this level before it starts to spool higher. Remember that we are still overall bullish, but in the interim, a bearish movement to this level, and then that'll be fine to send price higher. But because dollar is going to be bullish and this dollar is the first currency on this pair, it means that this can send price higher to this FVG. That's a possibility. Daily time frame, this is the area we're looking at. It could send price higher, to test this old low as well. So any movement to the upside, we could have trading objective to this point. 4 hours time frame, let's see. No structure here. Until it breaks above this high, that's when we know it's going to go to that level. If it doesn't break above this high, then we'll just leave this thing until and it gives us something significant. Right now, nothing significant here, except that the liquidity has been swept here. So we want to see an impulsive movement to the upside, then come with test, that'll be a buy to this level or this one. All right, that's that. Let's go to USD JPY. USD JPY, we had a bullish movement because dollar was bullish, so we had a bullish movement to the upside. We want to see another bullish movement to this old. Did it trade to there? No. We want to see bullish movement to this old low. Perhaps even trade to this particular one. It's possible we can do that. If we have an extreme movement on the dollar, this could trade higher to take out these equal highs here into this level here. That should be my objective for this pair, this area here. All right. Structure has been broken to the upside, so I want to see it clear this liquidity here. So if you're a USD JPY trader, you could want to look for opportunity to take out these equal highs. Okay, so if it trades lower, take out this low, you capitalize into this FVG old high, that could be a buy scenario to take price higher, clear this buy side liquidity. So that's old low on daily time and this particular low here. We will test that old low. Okay, so that's about that. Next one is USD CHF weekly time frame. We were indecisive. It didn't take out previous week's high. It didn't go lower. Just consolidated. I want to see it push higher, take out these equal highs. We have space here. I told us that I don't want to see anything to the downside because there is nothing to the downside. So we want to see price go higher, okay? That's our objective. We want to see price go higher. So we're consolidating so that when dollar is ready to be bullish, it's going to take price higher. But for this week, I think it can it could go higher, take out these equal highs. That's something that can happen. That's a possibility. Daily time frame, we had Monday, Tuesday, started reversing to Thursday, then on Friday traded back. So want to see price go higher, take out these equal highs. Around that 50% of this week here, that's fine, that's the objective. 4 hours time frame, there's this other block here. So if it retraces, clears this low, that could send price higher one more time to this area. Okay. Our indices, US 500. I told us that we finish everything to the downside. So we want to see price go higher, and you can see how it did that last week. We want to see it go higher, take out this high. Okay. We want to see it go higher, take out that high. So for me, I think we have resumed our bullish movement for the indices. So want to see a bullish movement for the indices go higher. All right. Take out this high. That's what I want to see. So we had bullish, all three was bullish. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, non-farm payroll, same price much more higher. Want to see this high violated next week, okay? By the end of this week 19, want to see this high violated. US 100, same thing, bullish movement, take out this high. Same thing for US 30, want to see take out that high. Let it test this volume imbalance one more time. So I want to see take out that high, test this volume imbalance one more time. Uh, Objective for the downside has been met. So we'll resume bullish movement to the upside. For gold, I wanted to see a higher price. I told us that I don't think this is the high. It could go higher. But because dollar was expected to be bullish last week, that's why we saw this happen. Okay? That's why we saw this happen. This was a Friday. We were here on Friday. I expected uh, our retracements because of possible buy on dollar. So that's the retracement we've seen, a continuous retracement to this other block here is what I'm looking at. So I want to trade down to this level here because we expect dollar to be bullish. So this is going to trade down to this level. So if we measure this, so around 79% retracement, 70 to 79% retracement, that's the area I want to see price get to before it starts to go higher. So we are bearish on gold for this week, okay? Because we expect bullishness on dollar, we want to see bearishness for gold. All right. Bitcoin, what we have for Bitcoin? So we had bullish week for Bitcoin. I want to see it go higher this new week. All right, take out this side. So I want to see it go higher. All right. Even if it doesn't take out this, I let it at least trade through the rejection block. That's what I want to see. So a bullish movement for Bitcoin is what we want to see. All right. This was where we were. And then we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday consolidation. Thursday we spooled higher. Friday created the high of the week. This is Saturday and this is Sunday. So we want to see it go higher one more time to see if you can take out this high. All right. Any movement to the downside, we have FPG here. I don't think that might happen. I think it's going to go higher. Even if it doesn't trade to the rejection block there, take out this side. The rejection block is fine. So a bullish movement for BTC is what we're expecting. All right. So in summary, we expect a bullish movement for the dollar, bearish movement for Euro USD, GBP USD, NZ USD, and AUD USD. We want to see bullish movement for USD CHF, USD JPY, USD CAD. Indices is bullish, gold is bearish, and BTC we expect a bullish movement for BTC. Thank you very much. This is the end of our analysis for weeks 19. So going to see you guys next weekend for another analysis. All right. I wish you all the best. See you next week. Good night.